So here's the reality, right? The reality is this. You want to figure out a way to close more deals while spending less time, energy, and effort in doing so. The only way to do that is to maximize the resources that you have access to. You want to know what the ultimate resource that you have access to in commercial finance is? That is ROK Financial. That is the relationship that you already have with ROK. So what we're going to do today is we are going to go into every way, shape, or form that you could be closing more business from the business that you're already doing. Think about it in a way where you can offer one single style of lending, but the reality is when it comes to traditional lending for small, medium-sized businesses, the box has never been tighter, the requirements have never been higher, the qualifications have never been more difficult to reach, because the reality is this: there are businesses that are in a position where they're winning a ton of business, they're making hundreds of millions to billions of dollars a year, and that's who the banks want to service, if I'm being honest. When the government decided to shut down a couple of weeks ago, one of the big sectors of the government that's been majorly affected is the SBA, right? The SBA is a government-backed body that helps lending to small and medium-sized businesses, right? So what's happened here is they've paused all SBA lending. So yes, you can apply. Your SBA banker at your local bank is still employed at the moment, but the reality is you cannot get SBA funds at this very moment, and we don't know when that's going to end. But one thing you can do is work the multi-solution options that we have at ROK Financial, where if you are a business owner and you connect with ROK, you get access to a variety of different products that some would say do the same thing, right? You can buy a piece of equipment with a line of credit. You can buy a piece of equipment with accounts receivable. You can buy a piece of equipment with an asset-based loan or an SBA loan. You can buy a piece of equipment with equipment financing, working capital, and term loans. So the very basic thing that you need to understand is, hey, if we have multiple targets that we're aiming at, we got a much better shot of hitting the bullseye. And that's the reality, is the more options that you have, the easier of a process it's going to be, right? So every deal is going to go through our entire funding process. From start to finish, you guys are going to have full transparency to track the progress, to connect with advisors, to really leverage ROK Financial's tech, marketing, and sales processes to be an extension of what you do and ultimately how you do it. The first thing is offering multiple solutions. The second thing is being able to leverage the process that's already been built for you. The third thing is overqualified is qualified. You can be one of these partners or consultants for the businesses in your network. And in doing so, some of the things that you can help them overcome are the most common or the most overlooked deal killers that we might see. Things like incomplete documentation or missing pages. If you have an opportunity, you want to know that everything you've done is exactly what needs to be done, right? Well, we take the guessing game out of that and we help you overqualify your customers so that they can take the most advantage of the opportunity you're giving them, which is the multiple solutions, which is a stellar sales process, right? Where they know, hey, I'm qualified. I know where I'm going, what I'm doing, when I got to be there, how I got to be there, and how to execute, right? If you're somebody that you're only closing, 10% of deals and the average commission ends up being $2,800 to you, if you're just able to tick that up a few percent, right? Like that's realistically what it comes down to, especially if you're somebody that is in this looking to make money. This is high ticket closing. You can do so. Let me recap some of those things for you, right? Number one is you got to have that overqualified mindset, right? You got to have a mindset of overqualified is qualified. You got to leverage the process, and you should definitely offer multiple solutions because you never know what a business owner might need, when they might need it, or when it might not be available. Take a look at the SBA for an example of what it might mean for those deals to not be available today. Some quick statistics about ROK. We typically are looking for at least 3+ months time in business, generating at least $10,000 per month revenue into a business checking account. The reality is this: we help pretty much existing businesses. We lend as little as $10,000 all the way up to $10 million. There is a definite way that we can help the small businesses within your network if you're working with them. But the reality is this: it doesn't matter big, little, one deal a month or a year or 500 deals a month or a year. It's all about the reality of what you think success is, right? So that's why I want to aim small, miss small with that. You tell us what success is and we'll go out and deliver on that, right? That's the best way that I can have you looking at your partnership with ROK. But the most most important thing that I want you to understand is that this mix of products that we offer is what's available to small business owners today and allows us to maximize our potential for small and medium-sized business owners. So whether you have receivables or assets within the business, or you're trying to purchase assets, or you're just looking for some additional cash on hand to be able to take advantage of opportunity or solve challenges within the business, we have the funding available for you. So I want to make sure that you have a good idea of who we help and how we help them, right? That's the most important feature, is how we're going to be able to help you.